For the past month or two, me and Claude have been building a real edge in the market, and I'm going to use it to take a payout all while documenting it here. This series is going to start today, and it's going to be about going from a fresh 50K TPT Pro account to a payout while using everything that me and Claude built. From what I built with him so far, it's helped me pass a bunch of 50K TPT evals, and now we'll be taking one of those pro accounts to pay out. Claude researched the setup. We collected a shit ton of data, ran stats, back tested, built an indicator. I built a whole GitHub repo with all the data collection there, and then I turned that repo into a website. And I pretty much built the entire system with him for trading. The only thing that's left is psychology, but that's going to be a me thing and a you thing, so we'll figure that out as we go. But in this video, I'm going to be breaking down what I have so far, and then from here on out, I'll probably do daily recaps. I was thinking about doing Asia live streams, and then everything I build with Claude, I'm going to be giving away for free. Obviously, the indicator, the repo, access to the website with all the stats on it. So probably all links will probably be in the description of this video. But let's get into the good stuff now. Okay, so it's probably best to start with how I even thought of this. I had a mentor at the beginning of this year, and he gave me a stat that was the 15-minute 9:30 a.m. candle on NQ. Either the high or the low gets hit. One side gets hit 90% of the time before 10 a.m. So you pretty much have 15 minutes, and there's like a 15-minute window from 9:45 to 10 where either the high of that 15-minute 9:30 a.m. candle or the low of that candle is going to get hit. And I just trusted him on it. I'm too lazy to backtest. I did backtest it a little bit, and I built some confidence, but I didn't put nearly enough time into it as I probably should have. And then it kind of got me thinking, like, well, if that's a 90% chance, then we just have to find a way to be on the right side of it. But you are trading in like a realistic, like statistical driven edge within that time frame, right? Because you know that either one side's going to get hit either way. Now, I took it a step further once I found a video on YouTube from this guy. And essentially what you can do is you can use Claude code, and you can use what he built here with the TradingView app and Claude code, and then Claude code talks to your TradingView app, and Claude can see everything on your chart. It can run things, it can run back tests, build indicators, the full nine, has full access to your TradingView. So I did that and gave it full access to my TradingView, and then I asked it to run that stat. And what came out of that stat was we figured out the truth. So I built this is the GitHub repo, I'll share it with you guys, and it documents all the statistics that I found. I pushed it past just that one statistic, and I tried to find statistics like data-driven edges and stats on as many 15-minute candles as I could, pretty much. And that's what happened here. So these are the top 10. Excuse me. And you can see here that the gold GC 9:15 a.m. candle is all 15-minute candles. There's a 98.65% chance that within 15 minutes after this candle close, either the high or low is going to get hit. All right, 96% here. The 345 candle on NQ and ES is like a 94% chance. And yeah, so that is the data-backed edge that's like the foundation of everything. All right, everything, all the data right here is the foundation of everything. Now, I went a step further, and I made a bias, and you also have like a more time where if, let's say, it doesn't get hit within the first 15, there's a 99% chance that it gets hit within 30 minutes after that. But I also built the bias, so usually when it says high here, it means that the high is likely to get hit more than the low, right? Balance means that it's about equal. high, there's a higher probability that the high is going to get hit, and low means that there's a higher probability that the low is going to get hit. So I took all of this data, and then I had Claude build me a continuation-based indicator. So, and this doesn't really go along with like the whole bias column, but I built all the time frames in it here, and it gives entry signals, buy signals, and sell signals. All it does is it uses an EMA and an RSI, and it'll give you a signal, right? So for example, yesterday was a losing day. It gave me two signals, and I used the 30-second time frame because we're trading 15-minute windows. You're pretty much trading a 15-minute candle, so the lower the time frame, the better. Especially as soon as like if the window closes at 10 a.m. and it's 9:55, there's a 90+% chance that within 5 minutes either side is going to get hit. And with that knowledge and some screen time, you don't really even need the indicator to tell you where to go, but it definitely helps. So this indicator it gave a sell signal and a buy signal, and both of them failed. But the stops are pretty tight, and you can usually find at least sometimes a negative RR, sometimes it's like a 0.6, and then sometimes it's like a 2.5. So it's a bit all over there with RR, but you get some really clean setups. I took this setup right here on gold yesterday on an eval, and it was an absolute beauty. Absolute beauty. We're with the trend. Got a buy signal, and I think this was a 1-to-1 if I'm not mistaken, or like just below it. Yeah, it's pretty much a 1-to-1, and it was great. It was a great trade. Gold's a little bit tough. You definitely have to go in micros for it. Because if you trade in the 50Ks and the stop loss is big, this was a $750 stop loss. It was an eval though, so I didn't really care. But that one hit, and then I did take these losses on another eval, which was fine. It's definitely not a 100% win rate. And what you're going to find a lot is as soon as that 15-minute candle closes, the next candle takes the high. So it's just a no trade day. The next candle takes either side of the magnet. I'm naming it the 15-minute magnet because we're trading either side, and the high or the low is the technical magnet, right? But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had. I am still developing this, and not because it doesn't work, but the indicator right now, it just signals which way it thinks the price is going to continue towards either the high or the low. But there is another edge where if you use the bias, right? So let's say, for example, here's one of my favorites. You have the 9:30 15-minute candle on NQ, right? So let's go back to this on Friday. It's a really good example here. Actually, the 10:45. Let's go to that one. This is the one I'm looking for here. So the 10:30 candle. So we're trading at 10:45, and there is a low bias. So the low is likely to get hit on for this 15-minute 10:30 candle. So we're trading during 10:45. So here's our window, right? And obviously, like, we didn't get a signal to go lower here, but I took this trade right here because I know that there is a low bias, and as soon as we opened up, we had this big engulfing candle right here. So what I did was, knowing the stat is that the low is likely to get hit, we're consolidating. We're not really making bigger strides higher. It's very choppy. It looks like we might turn around. So I took the shot and took this trade right here because I know that there is a high probability that the low is going to get hit versus the high. And it made sense here because as soon as this window opened, the 10:45 candle window opened, we started dramatically pushing away from it. Now, I could have waited for this second candle to print, and that probably would have been a better confirmation because now we're showing momentum down. But yeah, you could do it that way too. Another way I've been looking at is if you take a anchored VWAP on the window that you're trading with, All right, so we're trading the 15-minute 1030 candle on NQ. So you have this right here, and this is an anchored VWAP for that 15-minute candle, right? So this is the anchored VWAP for that 15-minute candle. As soon as the next one opens, we tap it. Technically, that wouldn't be a good trade, but if you wait for this one, we close below it. You can set a limit here for a break and retest for the anchored VWAP to go down to this low, because we know the magnet is right here, right? Based off of the data that we have and we've collected and has been verified. So there's a bunch of different ways to trade it. I think for now, I'm just going to be making small updates to the indicator to try to utilize this bias more. I feel like it'll give higher quality signals based off of that data set. But I'm going to be doing it all live. Please like, comment, subscribe. I will be streaming. The first stream will be tomorrow at Asia. I'm going to be doing probably like 8:30 to 9:30, maybe like 9:45, just to cover this window, and that window. So there's a bunch of nice windows here that we can trade with high probability above 90%. If we can find a trade, we'll take it. If we can't, we won't, and that's totally fine. But everything's going to be on a pro account, and the goal is payout. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Everything will be in the description, all for free.